Wah, 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 wah. I'll take them. Oh, yeah. It's a Tuesday. How are you, folks? Welcome to the big show. 833-599-NICK, 833-599-6425. How are you? How was your weekend? Who cares? Country's falling apart. Thanks to the retards on the left, in the middle, and on the right. More so on the left. Ha! What do you think of the new shoes I had, huh? Look at those. Those fuckers are beautiful. Oh, yeah. Great for stomping on rats. What the fuck? Who spiked my G2 with you know what? Anyways, good to be with you. Let's get right to it. They're coming after Tucker Carlson now. Once again, Fox News is somehow the enemy. Imagine that. The rest of the world, the rest of the mainstream media, doesn't want any dissent. They want it all to be like CNN and MSNBC and NBC and ABC and CBS. They already have 98% of the pie, these pigs. And they want to take away any dissenting opinion. I watch Tucker Carlson every fucking night. He's the best thing on TV, okay? And has liberals on, has all kinds of people. And the real ones won't come on to debate him because they'll tear him to shreds. Very smart white guy. They're scared shit of him. Where's Pelosi? Have you ever seen Pelosi? Like, come on, Tucker Carlson, or even Chuck Schumer, or, I don't know, Ocasio Cortez. They're invited every night. They never show their little rat faces. They be exposed for the douchebags that they are. Anyways, Tucker was on a show called Bubba the Love Sponge. He's sort of the Howard Stern of the South. He's huge. I've done his show a few times. And he's, it's a morning crazy show. Tits, filthiness, I'm surprised even 10 years ago Tucker was on there. Anyways, so he went on there like 10 years ago. Now Media Matters, they're a left-wing watchdog group. They focus on Fox News and anybody who leans right. They came after me when I had my radio show, my terrestrial show at 92.3 K-Rock. I wasn't on there a couple of weeks, and they came after. Guy called in from Media Matters itself, and I was in the New York Times. I took it as a badge of fucking honor. They're scumbags. They're left-leaning. They're a hate group. How about that? They're a hate group. I'm going to do what they do. You disagree with me, you're a hater. And they are. That's all they do. They had to go back 10 years to find shit on Tucker. And now they're trying to expose him. They're trying to do what they did to O'Reilly. They went after Janine, what's her name? Janine Pirro, the judge, this weekend, too. She was made some comments about that hateful little Muslim, Ms. Omar, and, kind of implying that she's into Sharia law and shit. So they're coming after her, too. This is what they do. Then there's enough fucking idiots, PC idiots, the Judd Apatows of the Sarah Silvermans, the Patton Oswalds of the world, who actually believe this shit, and all their fans. So yeah, they want no dissent whatsoever. And the people that hate Fox News don't even watch it. I used to get into debates at the Comedy Cellar, and I go, okay, what do you hate about it? They'd give like 3 talking. I go, when's the last time you watched it? Well, but fucking Hannity, yeah, that's an opinion show. But fucking O'Reilly, that's an opinion show. Fucking Brett Baer appears on Colbert, a couple times a year. And everybody's welcome at Fox. You put on CNN or fucking MSNBC, they always have some half-retarded Republican congressman you never heard from before. Bill Maher has some stupid guy on. I don't even know his name. He's supposedly a Republican. And this is what they do. So Tucker Carlson was on Bubba the Love Sponge, and he was talking like a real guy, a real white guy. Holy shit. So they're trying to outlaw that. Here's some of the fucking audio that's got him in hot water.
Iraq is a crappy place filled with a bunch of, semi-literate primitive monkeys. But I just have zero sympathy for them or their culture, a culture where people just don't use toilet paper or forks.
And the way they treat women, I agree with you. Their culture is, but you're in their homeland, and you're over there as an American who they hate, and they want nothing more than the Americans off of their soil. So they're not going to play games.
They can just shut the fuck up and obey, is my view.
How could you salvage Iraq at this point?
I don't, it's beyond our control. I mean, if somehow the Iraqis decided to behave like human beings or something. He'd need to say, look, I'm a bigot, okay? I'm a bigot. I don't like Islamic extremists. Like, if you are really heavily into Islam, I'm sorry, I don't care for you that much. And I don't care what that sounds like. You can call me a racist. You can tell me whatever the fuck you want.
And at this juncture, you could say that and not catch a lot of shit for it.
You certainly could. I'd vote for you if you said that. White men have, they've contributed some, I would say, like creating civilization and stuff. I think they've done a pretty, I don't know, whatever.
Obama would kick your ass playing basketball.
Yeah, of course he would. He's
black, saying he's a real brother. Hey, do you think?
I don't know how black he is. How is he black? For one thing, he has one white parent, one black parent.
Well,
so that makes him.
Well,
why isn't he white? There's some really good, immigrants. I just think it's, people who come to this country ought to have something to offer. Be hot, be really smart. You know what I mean?
That's how you talk when you go on Bubba the Love Sponge. What did he say there that's going to get him in trouble? Fuck you, Media Matters. I mean, the shit that came out of the mouth of Eric Holder and never mind Clinton was a fucking rapist and how fucking dare you? And it's just unfriggin' the right has to learn to fucking fight back. That ought to increase his viewership. Now they'll try to get all the, I get you'll see advertisers dropping off because they're run by spineless white men and women who will cave to this horse shit. This is 10 fucking years ago. I agree with everything he said. So kick me off the fucking internet. Now here are the people that are judging him. Watch these sanctimonious assholes. I want you to keep this in mind. When you listen to these people at this panel on CNN, sitting around just judging you and I, people like you and I, anybody who voted for Trump, who the fuck do they think they are? They're for all kinds of they're for safe spaces, kicking white kids off college campuses so people of color can feel. This is what they believe. They actually believe in segregation. I'm going to get to that later on and shit. Remember Joy Reid, all the homophobic she said about gay people on MSNBC? She's still on the fucking tube. Fuck you. Are you kidding me? And he invites him, Tucker invites him to come on the show, but listen to these jerk-offs at CNN sitting around like they are holier than thou.
Let's just play a little bit, and my apologies to Justice Elena Kagan, because what he says about the Supreme Court justice is offensive, but listen to this.
Oh, pause. Have you ever said anything bad about Clarence Thomas, the guy that just said that? If you guys have called him an Uncle Tom for the last 30 fucking years. Go ahead.
You don't think she's that hot?
Come on. I would have sexual relations with her.
I gotta be honest with you, I don't like her, and I wouldn't vote to confirm her if I were a U.S. Senator, but I do feel sorry for her in that way. I feel sorry for unattractive women. I mean, there's nothing they did.
That's Tucker Carlson, host of Fox's show at 8 o'clock. I'm going to ask Tucker to apologize?
We shall see. He released a statement saying that he was caught saying something naughty. But I think the full context of his comments, and he's calling into this shock jock show, Bubba the Love Sponge, and that may be part of his defense. But this goes well beyond something naughty. I mean, the comment about Elena Kagan is crass and clueless and callous, and perhaps an indication of how he would vote if he was in the U.S. Senate. But his comments about Warren Jeffs and the child bride marrying in certain cults, I mean, that to me is even a starker example. And I don't think that can be simply excused away unless we're embracing a new era of normalization. I think that's a more serious thing that goes beyond humor.
He calls women primitive, too.
How would you? Many.
I mean,
Media Matters,
Shut
an
up.
anti-Fox group,
Men are
that dug
talking.
up this old audio.
Let's
but
bring
he's
up
not
the
denying
bald gay
The
guy.
audio's real. These clips are real.
Here's Brian
There's
Setzler.
many of them. They're
Gay as a
misogynistic.
fucking purple dress
They're
shirt, as
perverse.
Colin Quinn would
And
say.
instead of apologizing, what he says is, hey, watch my show. Come on my show. Debate me. I mean, he's
Pause.
trying to turn.
Yeah. Wow. He's really fucking running away from it. And if he said, if he did invite you on the show, he'd be an asshole too. Look at this big girl in a suit and tie. Just grow a fucking clit and get it over. I'm sorry for being so profane, but I'm really not. Look at this piece of cheese sitting here with this stupid, crass, misogynistic. How fucking, go ahead. Ugh.
Listen to a ratings ploy, when in fact, it's more evidence that some of these hosts on Fox engage in shock jock behavior all the time.
Oh, my fucking word.
You need to shut the fuck up.
What do you think we feel when we watch fucking CNN and MSNBC? That's not shockingly stupid? Fucking white privilege and toxic males. And if you have a dick and you want to say it's a clit today, that's fine. Who are you shitting? Fox News is the only thing that's kept us from turning into you and people that think like you. Oh, you see him sitting around like, oh, we've never said anything bad in the coffee room or in Brian Stelz's, whatever his name is, in the ladies' room. We've never badmouthed any of the. How about when Megyn Kelly went after Trump in the first debate? You know, you're on the, you love them then and whatever, but you won't go on. He actually says, "Come on and debate me about my personal views and what I said on Bubba the Love Sponge," and. Oh my God, that's just a fucking ratings ploy. No, it's you going on there and him calling you on your shit and defending your attack on the First Amendment. So grow a pair and go on there. But the fact that Al Sharpton, you know, had a show on MSNBC after all we all know what he's about. Joy Reid still exists on there. Brian Williams, a fucking liar who got demoted from the NBC Nightly News. What does it say about a network? NBC, MSNBC, that still has Brian Williams on it. You're full of shit. Go on Tucker Carlson show, any of you, and fucking debate him. But you won't. Because you're all pussies. He's actually a really bright guy. He has a family, and this is fucking outrageous to me. They're coming after fucking Fox. A little part of me wishes that the left would win. Because then it will be all out fucking war. You know how many people watch Fox? And the fact that they won't let them, you know, include them in the primary debates. You know how many votes, like people sitting in the middle, that the Dems need? You know, people in the middle of the country, the Wisconsins and all, you know, all the states that the fat, thick ankle dog face was too lazy to get off her couch in Chappaqua and go to while Trump was out there stumping, ended up being the difference. They need those states. And you know who fucking watches Fox News? People that live in those states. Michigan and Wisconsin. But, oh my God, he's inviting us. What a ratings ploy. So finally, Tucker responded last night to all this horseshit the way he should have, in my opinion.
The left's main goal, in case you haven't noticed, is controlling what you think. In order to do that, they have to control the information that you receive. Google and Facebook and Twitter are fully on board with that. They're happy to ban unapproved thoughts, and they don't apologize for it. They often do. So do the other cable channels and virtually every major news outlet in this country. One of the only places left in the United States where independent thoughts are allowed is right here, the opinion hours on this network. Just a few hours in a sea of television programming. It's not much, relatively speaking. For the left, it's unacceptable. They demand total conformity. Since the day we went on the air, they've been working hard to kill this show. We haven't said much about it in public. It seemed too self-referential. The point of this show has never been us. But now it's obvious to everybody. There's no pretending that it's not happening. It is happening. And so going forward, we'll be covering their efforts to make us be quiet. For now, though, just 2 points to leave you with. First, Fox News is behind us, as they have been since the very first day. Toughness is a rare quality at a TV network, and we are grateful for that. Second, we've always apologized when we're wrong, and we'll continue to do that. That's what decent people do. They apologize. But we will never bow to the mob. Ever. No matter what.
You are correct, sir.
A fucking man. Look, I got booted from a radio show ostensibly for a tweet. If it wasn't for the tweet, it was basically the same thing. My show was right-wing on Sirius and was getting a little too fucking popular. I've been physically assaulted after a show because of my fucking beliefs and stuff. I will never. I love where I sit in the political fight. And so does Tucker. He's not going to fucking back down. And the Fox people, let's see how far they have his fucking back. I was going to, go online tonight to see if any of this shit has taken hold, has legs, if any of the advertisers are going to drop off his show and whatnot. Just don't get caught pushing your wife down the stairs or something like Bill O'Reilly did. That's when, or don't lead on that you like tits and, somebody in the building, you might have looked at him twice. What a weird world. What an Orwellian shithole. And the left is leading the way. And I'm in a business, fucking show business, where all my friends and not all of them, 99% of them, who, they make the living as stand-up comics. Is there anything more important? Is there any vocation where the First Amendment is more important than that? And you're still voting that way? I'm glad I'm not hanging out at that table anymore. Anyways, let's go to fucking Kyle in Detroit. I can't believe what's going on. Kyle, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you. I'm not bad. And you, sir?
Pretty good, thank you.
Well, I wanted to comment on Brian Stelter and the gang. I was watching it, and I'm thinking, it's no wonder he's so fucking mad. He's the only guy that couldn't get pussy before he was famous and couldn't get pussy after. But at some point...
Hold on, Kyle. Stop right there. Hold on. I don't think... What makes you think he ever wanted pussy? I think he has a steady line of fucking...
Well, that's what I'm saying. He never did.
Steady line of Boy Scouts coming in out of his... He's as happy as Sandusky is in prison. Go ahead. Your thoughts.
Oh, he's just I don't even think he's gay. I just think he's like a fucking... Tucker Carlson called him a eunuch the other day.
Yeah, which is just somebody had their balls cut off, basically. Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's it's like a unicorn, only without a dick.
Yeah. But in the movies, they show eunuchs like they're big buff guys. But
in
reality, they look just like Brian Stelter.
He plucks his eyebrows. That's all I need to know about.
Ugh. It's something. But it's just... Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Fucking the delay. No, I was just gonna say, can you imagine though? Can you imagine a world without Fox News? Then would only have a couple shows on radio, and they have the nerve to use that term, conservative media. That was during the Obama administration. They called it conservative media, which is fucking hilarious. But go ahead, Kai.
Well, last I checked, there was such things as liberals and conservative. So the fact that they're so deeply closeted, not admitting they're liberals, gives them some sort of leg to stand on to try and ostracize somebody that's being blatantly conservative. And to be honest, they're even conservative in their programming in terms of they actually do have left-wing guys with shows. There ain't no right-wing guy on CNN or MSNBC or CBC fucking whatever.
No. We actually, on Fox, they have Shepard Smith, who hates Trump, and they welcome everybody, exactly. But the fact, thanks for the call, Kyle, by the way, appreciate it. But the fact that like Joy Reid, you gotta go back to the hypocrisy. Joy Reid, the shit she said about gay people, but she's a black woman, she gets a pass. Just remember that, folks. You're living in a time where people who vote that way, and they're not liberals anymore. They call themselves progressives. They actually believe, because of what black people went through a couple hundred years ago. Oh, I know, Jim Crow just ended last week. I know. That they get a pass on everything. If you keep that in mind when you watch shit like this, you won't lose your fucking mind. You're like, oh, that's right. They really think that we're supposed to be trampled on and treaded on. I'm on this planet for a few fucking minutes. Fuck that. But they sit there with that panel and they all agree and nod, and it's fucking embarrassing. Yay, groupthink. Yay for groupthink, and yay for... I don't know if Fox News is so tough, like Tucker said, bring O'Reilly back. Stack the fucking lineup. How about nothing but opinion from noon till mid? Then put on Brett Baer at like 1 a.m, just to piss him off. Jesus Christ Almighty. Let's stay on the dumb libs. AOC, Alexandria Ocasio Cortez. You know, Jenny from the block, who grew up a town over from this town, which is whiter than a polar bear jerking off on his stomach in a snowstorm. Yeah, she's from... What? Well, snorting coke. Anyhow, She was back on. She was at South by Southwest, whatever the fuck. That's where the jerk-offs get together and finger pop each other and nod at each other's stupid shit. So she's back in the news, yapping off like her fucking
retard alert! Retard alert!
She was on there getting some real hardball questions from a woman of color, because that's how it goes, you know. Fucking, when is she coming on Tucker? Or Hannity, or Brett Baershaw. She's probably better Brett Baershaw. I don't know. But here's her talking, you know, in her way, her socialist way. And she is the boss. Remember, that's right, man. Like fucking Tony Matassa. You're the boss. Hey, Tony, I'm the boss. You're the fucking boss. Okay. Here she is with her, every other word is like, by the way. It's like listening to like a 8th grade like girl from like the Valley.
Is that when we are on this path of a slow erosion.
Here's the plane in Ethiopia. Now there's a bunch of Republicans flying it.
Just like move away from what we've always been. We'll be 100 miles. You'll realize, you won't even realize that you've drifted 100 miles. So when someone's talking about our core, it's like, oh, this is radical. But this isn't radical. This is what we've always been. Mm-hmm. It's just that now we've strayed so far away from what has really made us powerful and just and good and equitable and productive. And so I think all of these things sound radical compared to where we are, but where we are is not a good thing. And this idea of like 10% better from garbage shouldn't be what we settle for. It's like this, like, it feels like moderate is not a stance, it's just an attitude toward life of like.
You fucking whore. Yeah, that's it. Go home, get my dinner ready.
She called the country garbage, in case you didn't pick up on that. And it's not like what she thinks her politics is what this country was. You're a socialist. It was never what you fucking wanted. What are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about, you titless wonder? Jesus. It's like you're drifting away, like Gilligan's Island. Next thing you know, you're 100 miles, like you don't know how far you... And just to be moderate is like, people are like, that's fucking right. This is who we always were. What are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? We were always about free markets. We're capitalists. It wasn't always about fucking Medicare, Medicaid for all, letting illegals fucking vote. What are you talking about? And please don't stop her. Please go on more shows. Please. Go on Tucker Show and debate them. Oh my God. It's like she's calling the country garbage. And then the fucking SEALs in the audience. Hey. And then she talks about Ronald Reagan.
Reaganism in the 80s when he started talking about welfare queens. Mm-hmm. So you think about this image, welfare queens. And what he was really...
Pause. Do you see how they always get hung up on race? Do you always... Because she grew up around here in the fucking Westchester area, about 30 miles north of New York City. It's so blue, it's fucking... I can't even describe it. But the people in this area in New York, they're hung up. The real libs, and that's all there is, basically, especially up. They're hung up on race. They have especially people her age, because she's been brainwashed since she was 5, and she's another fucking self-hater. She's, you know, and I know she's not fucking white, but she's whiter than I am, really. But they get hung up, always have to bring race into it. Go ahead. She's talking about Reagan.
Trying to talk about was this, he was painting this photo, he's painting this like really resentful vision of essentially black women who were doing nothing, that were sucks on our country, right?
As long as it's not my cock.
This whole tragedy of the commons type of thinking where it's like, because this one specific group of people that you were already kind of subconsciously primed to resent.
Already subconsciously you dislike people of color. Do you see how she's been schooled and brainwashed? You're a racist. You don't even know it. Institutional racism. You have a natural aversion to people of color. The arrogance and the fucking pompous attitude is just... Reagan was racist? Didn't he pass his fucking like blanket amnesty that was still caused all the problems at the border to begin with for black and brown people? Yes, he did. Racist? Oh, God. Go ahead.
You give them a different reason that's not explicit racism, but still rooted in a racist caricature.
Oh, but you don't.
It gives people a logical reason to say, oh yeah, no, toss out the whole social safety net.
Yeah.
There were people sucking off the system in the 80s. Boy, you can tell I ate and drank like a pig this weekend. Holy shit. Anyways, yeah, welfare queens. There is such a thing. There are even black politicians who are against welfare queens. But the Reagan fucking amnestying about, she didn't do her fucking homework. She knows what she's talking about. And people are going, oh, she's so brilliant. Oh, God. I wish she was old enough to run for president. Can you imagine Trump versus her in a debate? Oh, my God. But she's so bright. And I didn't tell you guys you didn't happen to pull up Bill Nye's tweet, did you? No. But what?
We can find it.
Yeah, he tweeted, he popped in, I guess, at South by Southwest and joined her and tweeted about how much he liked, Bill Nye, the science guy, who's another pompous, he was like he had a TV show for science for kids and shit. So I guess he was also on the stage with her and stuff. Hey, well, if you don't know Bill Nye, here's me and Bill Nye. Maybe you recognize him.
Flunked out of University of Maine.
Yeah.
You flunked out. Yeah. I think we're all shocked.
It happens.
I don't like your sarcasm, asshole. This ain't the fucking Bill Maher show, Bill.
I set him up. I said that I flunked out of the University of Maine. I baited him. He walked into it. Such a smart guy. Which I didn't. I fucking graduated with a strong 2.4 in business. And he took the bait. He goes, yeah, we're all shocked. And I fucking bitch slapped him. I was hoping he's going to take off his jacket. We could have went right there. I think I would hate to beat up a science guy. But he took the fucking bait. Anyway, here's this. AOC gets it. Yeah. She sees that fear is dividing us. We can address income inequality. We can address climate change if we get together and get to work. Leave that up there. Look at him. He looks like a puppet. Look at these two psychos. Somebody throw her a sugar cube and a couple carrots. She got the teeth of fucking... It's like Mr. Ed. It's like Mr. Ed and John Elway had a daughter. Last time I saw chompers like that, it was biting into the Kittner kid's raft in Jaws. Look at those fucking chompers. Nick, that's an ad hominem. Shut it. Fear is dividing us. I love this one. Fear. This all started when Trump took off. Fear. Obama divided us. Who's the one that traffics? Which party traffics in fucking identity politics? Answer me, Bill, you dummy. Who pits white against black? Who pits straight against gay? Who pits Latino against whatever? Who? Yeah, exactly. Income equality. These are things that don't really exist. So you won't be happy until we're all making the same and living in a gray, mediocre world where everybody makes the same, dresses the same. Climate change, a guy came out today that founded Greenpeace, hardly a right-winger, says it's all a fucking hoax. Guys from Greenpeace. He said this weather and this climate always has been, basically. But look at these two. Trump ought to be home fucking jerking it, just listening to this shit. If I'm Trump, I'm laying on the couch in the Oval Office with the drapes closed. I got my dick in my hand and a Big Mac in the other hand going, holy shit, they're opening the door for me a mile wide. I'm going to walk right through that big, beautiful door. Silly. 833-599-6425. 833-599-6425. Call in.
AOC embarrasses me.
She should.
Her choice of language is poor.
Her choice of language?
There sucks on the economy. There's so many words. Sucks is not a noun. She can use anything.
She wasn't using
leeches,
she was using it as a verb, I think.
Plagues, leeches.
Right?
No, she said they are sucks.
Yeah, she did use it as
leeches, disease, anything.
But why do you vote that way, Ryan? I mean, you vote for Cuomo.
I didn't vote for her.
You voted for Cuomo.
Because the other guy wasn't going to fucking win.
So what?
On the sheet I went red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue.
Is that how you vote? Who's going to win? So if Mussolini was running against Cuomo and he had a 40-point lead, you'd jump in? I would. I'd be all over it.
Yeah, but that's because you're Italian.
I'm fucking more Irish and English. Remember? 23 and me. What else can we do? Oh, let's blame air pollution on fucking white people. Study finds a racial gap between who causes air pollution and who breathes it. Can you fuck now it's Whitey's fault, not the Chinese who pump 10 times what we do of filth into the fucking. You know, you can fly to Beijing, right? Instead of landing the plane, you can jump out of the plane and walk down the stairs of pollution to the fucking ground from 30,000 feet. It's that thick. They have to shout off those friolators. That fucking General Tso's chicken is. They put up so much carbon in the. It's like Joy Behar with a can of beans, lighting farts with her fucking life partner. Study finds racial gap between causes of air and who breathe. Pollution, much like wealth, here we go, is not distributed equally in the United States. Really? So smoke and shit in the air isn't. It's not distributed equally? Like fucking income, if Bernie would have his way? The actual air is not distributed equally? Really? White people don't get to breathe just the shit that they cause from consuming and buying goods? And then the little Mexican section, they should only get a little. We should break that down like we do white students and black students, do bean counting. Well, your town only has, your town's 68% white and it's 22% black. So we have, at a minimum, we have to have 22% of the, the kids that go to your school will be black. That's the fucking mentality. Now they're doing it with the actual atmosphere. Oh, my God. There's so many things wrong with this study. I want to fucking... Scientists and policymakers have long known that black and Hispanic Americans tend to live in neighborhoods with more pollution of all kinds. Can I just tell you why that is? Most of them live in the city. Yeah. Okay, what else you want to debate about? Or is that our fault, too? That's where most of the pollution is. Most black people live in metropolitan areas. I didn't just make that up. You can Google it. I mean, even they can't lie about that, those left-wing cum guzzlers. Sure, there are you black folks who live in the, and they're down south in the rural areas, I guess, all 7 of them. But, so yeah, black and brown people, according to this, live in neighborhoods with more pollution than white Americans. And because pollution, well, not our fault. We're running from them. By the way, Mexicans don't belong in this. We fucking love the Mexicans. And we will have black people, too. I'm just saying. You can read about white flight and people sprint out of major cities, white people, because they don't want to live in fucking decay and drugs and crime. And so they sprint out. And what happens is it's been a cycle. Then the black people follow them out. Google Dallas suburbs and what happened when they used disparate impact. They forced black people to live in the whites. Google it and see. It'll make more sense to you. Anyways. And because pollution exposure can cause a range of health problems, this inequity could be a driver of unequal health outcomes across the USA. We're supposed to have equal, it's supposed to be equal. We should all be getting the same amount of diabetes as B.B. King and his family did. That's what they're saying. It's Whitey's fault. Oh my God, get me off this fucking ride now. The research has found that air pollution is disproportionately caused by white Americans' consumption of goods and services. There's more of us. And by the way, those goods and shit, who's producing them? Who came up with a fucking mass production? Henry Ford. Who moved? What you're saying is you didn't want the Industrial Revolution to happen. We should be shitting into coffee cans and fucking eating berries like they do in the fucking Congo. Is that what you're saying? Then we could all fucking die of malaria instead, equally. Oh, my fucking aching stem. The research found air pollution disproportionately caused by white Americans' consumption of goods and services, but disproportionately inhaled by black and Hispanic Americans. Somebody help me.
Problem. You're the fucking problem. You fucking Dr. White, onkin jamrag, ucking spunk bubble. I'm telling you, H, you keep looking at me, I'm going to put you in the fucking ground. I promise you. Not this time.
The paper is exciting and really quite novel, says Anjem Hajat, an epidemiologist at the University of Washington. What do we care about skin doctors? No. Hajat says the study reveals an inherent unfairness. If you contribute, then move. Go back to your shithole of India. Go back there and live in your fucking lean-to. If you're contributing less to the problem, why do you have to suffer more from it? You don't. You can go back to Mexico or to fucking Africa, you know, where the air is clean and they haven't even fucking cured dandruff and crotch rot. But yeah, you know. Because when you cure shit like that, and when you create shit like travel, like airplanes and shit, it creates some pollution. Yeah. But it also moves the world forward. No country has done more to pull people up than this country. But you keep blaming Whitey. You think you can keep poking Whitey and blaming him for everything, from fucking white privilege, toxic masculinity, everything, sexism, misogyny. You think you can keep poking them before they fucking snap? I'm just waiting. It's going to be hilarious. You think the white man's fucking evil now. Wait till you put him in action. And that's what you're going to do. I'm saying this, by the way, from a British, Irish, Italian point of view. The study, hey, can you guys Google this guy? The study led by engineering professor Jason Hill. I just want to see what color he is. At the University of Minnesota, took over 6 years to complete because he's severely retarded and drills into a bucket and wears a diaper. According to the paper's first author, Christopher Tessum, a postdoctoral researcher at the University of Washington, the idea stemmed from a question at a conference. Tessum presented earlier research on how blacks and Hispanics are often more exposed to air pollutants than whites because they won't put mufflers on their Nissans. What?
We have a picture.
Oh my God, I couldn't have been more wrong. Holy fucking moly. Apparently. Oh my God, Screech has a PhD. Look at the neck on him. He makes fucking Adam Schiff look like Brian Urlacher. Look at this pointy head fucking goo gobbler from way back when. Say hello to Opie Griffith, everybody. Anyways, Tessum presented early research how blacks and Hispanics are often more exposed to air pollutants than whites. After he finished, someone asked if it would be possible to connect exposure to air pollution to who is doing the actual consuming, says Tessum. According to Tessum, no one had ever tried to answer that because they realized if you did answer that, you'd be going, you know what that guy who asked that question was saying? How can we blame this on somebody? Who's the scapegoat here? And since the premise is about blacks and browns being the victims, we know who. That's why he asked that question. Anyway, we connect the dots and point the finger at Whitey because we do it in everything. It's a big, complicated issue, but studying it could address a fundamental question. Are those who produce pollution through their consumption of goods and services fairly sharing in the cost? I would say yes, because they're talking about white people. We're the ones creating the pollution and doing all the consuming and creating this mess that the black and brown people have to breathe in horrible air. And they're saying, do white people, are they, somehow sharing the burden? Yeah, I think when you factor in welfare and Medicaid and Medicare, and how about court costs with all the crime? I think we're more than doing our share. How about that? Did you factor that in? You don't even bring up India and China, the two biggest polluters on the planet. I guess the pollution just hangs like within the borders of the continental U.S. Is that how pollution works? Really, Jason?
Yes. As a sensor specifically for Detroit.
You
much more powerful barrier.
Say that again?
And as a sensor for Detroit, it specifically hangs around Detroit. in that city.
But it doesn't. But I see your point. But seriously, but a whites sharing in the cost? Yeah, because this is how they share in the cost. They create the pollution. Black people and brown people breathe it in. They have to go to hospitals. They don't have any insurance. My insurance rates go up. They don't have car insurance. Yeah, I'd say yeah. How about all the prison costs? Yeah, we're more than doing our share. So we're going to keep on consuming and keep on fucking burning and blah. But please bring the Chinese into the goddamn equation. Please. The most relevant air pollutant metric for human health is particulate matter 2.5. That was my nickname back in high school. It's a true story. Look it up. They call it PM 2.5. Sounds like aspirin I take to knock myself out. The researchers generate maps of where different emitters like agriculture or construction cause PM 2.5 pollution. Coal plants produce pockets of pollution in West Virginia and Pennsylvania. Yeah, and West Virginia is just loaded with minorities, isn't it? Other than the goddamn offense for the volunteers, I don't think so. I mean the mountaineers. In Pennsylvania, very black state. You take out Philly and there's 3 black people. While agricultural emissions were concentrated in the Midwest and California's Central Valley. We're talking about cow farts now. When they tied in census data to understand what different racial ethnic groups live to understand exposure. Tessum then used previous research on the... I don't fucking... You know what? Kiss my ass. Let me get to the more good shit. These data gave researchers an idea of how much blacks, Hispanics, and whites spend on food a year. I'm guessing whites spend way more because we're not living at McDonald's and fucking Arby's like some people I know. Other expenditures like energy and they don't take that into, How many cows does McDonald's kill to sell 1 billion burgers or whatever? What scares me, I know the answer to that. They've only killed 4 cows in 70 years. So I'm still wondering what those patties are made of. I think it's an old mattress and some fucking frog skin. I don't know what. Go ahead, Ryan. You live at McDonald's.
I love it.
I do too.
I don't care what they're made of.
I don't either. I'm just like you. I don't give a rat's ass. Knowing that it's polluting other people, the making of it, I'm going to buy more. How's that for hate? The researchers have now completed the causal chain. They traced it back from dollars spent at the grocery store to the amount of pollution emitted in the atmosphere. Completing this chain for each source of pollution revealed whose consumption drives air pollution and who suffers from it. They worked backwards. They started and worked back. After accounting for population size difference, they accounted for the size difference. Whites experience about 17% less air pollution than they produce through consumption, while blacks and Hispanics bear 56 and 63% more air pollution, respectively, than they cause by the consumption. We did it. We connected the dots. It's white people again. The same white people that, fucking Aristotle and... Is he white, Jason? Yeah, thanks. Greek, exactly. I call that white. Some people don't. The same white people that put a man on the moon. What are you talking about? That was Egyptian math, yo. Let's rewrite history some more, yo. The white man has done more for this planet than any other race. Cased fucking clothes. Breathe my farts. Inhale them. Taste them. Live them. They did it. They pinned it on Whitey. There's a solution to this. You get those surgical masks that you see Asian women wear when they're on a plane with you. Hand those out to poor communities. Case fucking closed. Next.
You see those all over Beijing and Hong Kong.
Yes, you do.
Everyone does.
And whose creating their pollution?
Us.
They
close schools sometimes.
I know they do. They have fucking, we have snow days over here. They have fucking pollution days.
Toxic gas is typically portrayed as yellow. If you would like to see.
I know. Go ahead. Oh, so it is the Chinese. That's green.
Yeah, yellow-green.
That looks like...
They threw some Irish in there.
Yeah, that's an Asian person who has stomach flu. These patterns didn't seem to be driven by different kinds of consumption, says Tesson, but different overall levels. In other words, whites were just consuming disproportionately more of the same kinds of goods and services, resulting in air pollution than minority communities.
But it's all lies.
Tesson stresses that we're not saying, listen to this statement. I want to grab this little cocksucker by his pencil knife. Tesson stresses that we're not saying that we should take away white people's money. Yeah, you are. Or that people shouldn't be able to spend money. He suggests continuing to strive to make economic activity and consumption less polluting could be a way to manage and lessen the equity. So in the end, he doesn't even have the balls to come. We're not saying that we should take away white people's money. Well, hey, thanks. I can sleep like a fucking baby tonight. Thank God you said that. You know what? You're fucking a racist. You don't like white people.
This committee owes an apology. This committee owes an apology. Apology, Senator.
Hey, kids. Friday, March 29th, not far from now, I'll be at the Decatur Civic Center. That sounds way too big for me, by the way. I hope they put up some of them curtains. In Illinois on the 29th. And then the next night, Saturday, March 30th, the Del Mar Hall, St. Louis. I love the St. Louis area, too. And I love Illinois. Friday, April 26th, Steel Stacks, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Friday and Saturday, May 3 and 4, Side Splitters in Tampa, Florida. Friday and Saturday, May 10th and 11th, Governors in Levittown, New York. Friday, May 34th, Jonathan's in Algonquin, Maine. Saturday, June 1, Whites of Westport, Mass. Saturday, August 10th, Newtown Theater, Newtown, Pennsylvania. Friday and Saturday, August 16th and 17th, Helium Comedy Club in Philadelphia. I'll be breathing in all that fucking pollution created by the city of brotherly love and the brothers. Saturday, October 19th, the Ridgefield Playhouse in Ridgefield, Connecticut. Friday, November 15th, the Cortland Repertory Theater, Cortland, New York. And the New Year's Eve back at the Tarrytown Music Hall, Tarrytown, New York. So please go to nickdib.com and get some tickets. Thank you, situation. Hey, let's stay on hating whitey, since that's the times we're living in. Please come to Denver, she said no. Boy, why don't you come home to me? Hey, rambling boy, why don't you settle down? Beijing ain't your kind of town. There ain't no whites and there ain't nobody like me. I'm the #1 fan of the pollution in Tennessee. Minority students, this is the headline, offered no whites safe space. Racial healing circle. Oh my God. No whites.
And I say segregation now, segregation tomorrow, and segregation forever.
Congratulations, and I've made this point many times on the show, you people on the left, you whitey haters, congratulations. You made George Wallace a prophet. Since you want what he wanted back in the 50s. You now want segregation. Admit it. I want you to look me in the fucking eye, Joy Reid. Van Jones. I'm trying to think of some other... Mr. Cummings, Senator Cummings. Look me in the eye. And I want to hear you say, George Wallace was right. And all you academia, white liberal, spineless deans who cave into this shit and acquiesce to these little fucking monsters. I want you to look me in the eye and say, we were wrong. George Wallace was absolutely right. The way to run this country is not separate but equal, not fucking integrate. We have our own thing and we don't look or talk or touch each other. Say it. Say it. I don't agree with that. I'm just saying, Jason, this is what your people up here in Westchester have brought on us. San Diego State University is set to host a racial healing workshop. I love it, so white people aren't allowed to heal. For minority students and faculty later this month that aims to help students and professors of color get through college and career life. Because it's so hard. If you're a minority on a college campus, it's so hard to get through life. It's not enough we're building all-black dorms and all-black safe spaces. It's not enough. We're letting in black students who really don't have the grades, but, that's not enough. And once you get there, if Whitey looks at you the wrong way, they get fucking kicked off camp. But that's not enough. It's very hard. Not to mention every powerhouse college athletic program is filled with illiterate athletes. Most of them people of color. But that's it still. It's a racist, dangerous place to live. This intimate 1.5-hour racial healing workshop catered to students and faculty of color will be led by well-known professional Dr. Cheryl E. Matthias. Should have pulled her up, but I was afraid. She will provide a safe space, listen to this, for students and faculty of color to discuss issues that impact persons of color. What is going on? Are there still lynchings going on in the fucking cafeteria? Are people having bowls of milk dumped over their head? Only danger I see is, for the last few years, Black Lives Matter going into the library at Dartmouth and getting in white kids' faces who are trying to study. But, she will provide a safe space for students and faculty of color to discuss issues that impact persons of color in higher academia. Dr. Matthias will facilitate group healing, and she will provide tools to help people of color, I call them POC, navigate racialized spaces such as higher education and professional fields.
Get out of my room, you sick cunt.
We have a book that she did, a picture of it.
Go ahead. Another cute, dumb waste of tits. Beautiful smile. As soon as she opens her mouth, she might as well be 500 pounds with a bald patch and a fucking peg leg. What happened to you, cutie pie, that you're so fucking retarded, Cheryl? What happened? I'd like to see you go into the football dome at Alabama at 3 a.m. on a Friday night after a big victory over Auburn and come out with all your clothes on. Then you might want to write another book. And you can have Lara Logan write the foreword. It's called Taking Back Our Truths. How was she right? That's her? Was that her? Guys.
Apparently.
Is it? And yeah. she's writing all this and doing all this from a black perspective. Oh, my aching skull.
Yeah, she's from the University of Denver.
Taking Back Our Truths, Healing Circle, scheduled for March 22nd. Deconstructing Whiteness in Academia and Embracing Racial Justice and Healing Workshop. This too will be hosted at San Diego State, through the Student Therapy Association. Matthias will give a 1-hour research-driven lecture on whiteness in higher academia, hopefully with her top and pants off. What? Who said that? And the negative impacts it has on people of color. Just white people being on college campuses has a negative impact. You guys are watching racism in its fucking highest form. This workshop will raise awareness about the challenges that universities face in attracting, supporting, and retaining students and faculty of color. I watch a lot of college sports. I don't see a problem with attracting, retaining people of color, matter of fact. But you keep that thing alive.
Quiet like a bitch.
We also provide tools for white identified faculty who work with students of color to help raise consciousness about allyship in academia and professional. Reached for comment by the College Fix. Monica Everett Haynes, a university spokesman for SDSU's Office of the President, stated that the Deconstructing Whiteness workshop may help reduce discrimination and racism at the school. Can somebody, I should have Googled it. I want to see all the statistics. I want to see all the cases of white racism and discrimination going on at San Diego State. I want to see. I think we would have heard about it. I think we would have heard about it from every channel, including Fox, if any of that was going on. They make it sound like it's 1940 in the Deep South. Those who attend will discuss issues of race and identify tools necessary to help students and faculty to work through collaboratively and to support one another. Listen to this psychobabble horseshit in ways that may help reduce instances of discrimination and racism. We've already done that. You're about 50 years too late. We're already getting rid of affirmative action because it doesn't fucking work, and black people agree. You're real late with all this horse shit, but I'm sure it's cutting edge in your world. This type of interaction helps to honor SDSU vision and mission to support a diverse and inclusive campus climate, which prevents us all, or benefits us all, not merely specific groups. Benefits us all, except for white people. This is all about a safe space for black. It benefits everybody on the campus, but white people, you can't come. Kiss my white European balls. Now I'm from the South. You pick that up on?
You did visit Georgia, so it's rubbing off on you.
Yes. Cameo.com. Did I mention it? Cameo.com. If you want to get a personal message sent to a friend of yours that you don't like anymore, an old girlfriend, old boyfriend, an uncle who's an asshole that maybe diddled you at the bowling alley, or a neighbor who just, his dog keeps shitting in your driveway, and you want to send him a message, a little video, I'll do it for you. $60, Cameo.com. I had 5 of them on Friday. Woke up, there were 5. And I love doing them. I speak 30 seconds to him, whatever, as short as I want, as long as I want. And you provide a little information, and I do a little bit of a mini roast, and I love it because it comes easy to me. And they can be nice. I can say happy birthday to your Grammy, who's got about a minute left to live, and I'll let her know that we want her out of here. Shit like that. Got a friend with a disability, I'll make fun of him. All the stuff that got Trump elected. Go to nickdip.com, click on Cameo, fill out the information, write the message you want me to deliver, and within 48 hours it'll be delivered to whomever you want for a measly $60. I can either make or ruin somebody's day for you. It's really a lot of fun. So cameo.com, go to Nick Dip to do that.
So most colleges are required to publish security reports. So San Diego State has theirs online, and it seems the last they checked in 2017, there were 0 hate crimes. 2016, there were 2. 2015.
And those are reported, not even. One was vandalism on campus, indicated bias based on ethnicity. Hold on. First of all, that could have been a black suspect. The second was robbery that occurred on campus, indicated bias based on religion. Again, I wouldn't say why do you have to read it. There were 2 hate crimes reported. One was vandalism on campus. Apparently, when you steal something now, it's a hate crime. Yes, I hated my computer, so I took his. Write that one down. And indicated bias. I'm still reading, you motherless fucks. Put it back. The second was an aggravated assault on campus and indicated bias based on... Yeah. Okay. Wow. Thank God for these workshops, because there's all kinds of... You have 3 examples, and we don't even know what the color of the suspects were.
The timing stands out, too, that there were fewer in 2017, which is more recently, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. But thank God we need these workshops. Do you see what bullshit it is? I just exposed these lying fucks for what they are. You can be retarded and figure it out. Ha 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 ha. Hey hoo hoo ha hoo. Here's the headline for you. Moms make porn they'd be happy for their kids to watch.
Wait, my own mother. Fuck you, you fucking whore.
The 5 women were disgusted and horrified by porn they had seen online. Moms disgusted by online porn made a film containing sex that they would be happy for their kids to watch. If my mother did this, it would be like 2 people having sex, and look at the wallpaper and how clean. There's no dust on the bureaus, and look at when the man when he finishes. Look how he cleans up. There's nothing anywhere. Should be in the back dusting, topless, vacuuming. Porn your mother would want to watch. It involves like fucking, people who, Jimmy Stewart, all these people that were handsome when she was young. Frederick March. There's Frederick March banging Betty Davis, but in a very clean bathroom. The 5 women taking part in Channel 4 show Moms Make Porn First had to research hardcore films, I'm sure they did, that could be accessed by youngsters online for free, so they had to watch porn. I'd like to watch these moms watching porn. That would get me a little fucking hot. Mama, do you like this movie? Mommy, why is that man? Why is he banging on that? What's he doing? Mind your business, Timmy. Mommy's trying to watch television. Mom of 6, Sarah Louise, was so traumatized that they said she actually threw up. And 40-year-old Sarah cried seeing graphic rape-based content. She said, if that was the first time I'd seen anything about sex, I'd be petrified. I just thought all of a sudden that I was going to throw up. We need to show kids that there's something else, no you don't, than this horrible shit we see on the internet. Are these dumb twats or is me? I don't mean to be sexist, but you don't have to show them any porn. Do you get it, moms? Have we fallen that fucking far? I don't want my little 6-year-old girl to seeing any interracial or rape stuff. I don't mind a blowjob or somebody tonguing somebody's asshole. I think she can handle that emotionally. What the fuck? If my son treated a woman like that, I would kick his arse to kingdom come. Hey, that lady's got a nice arse on. Porn doesn't represent normal women. The actors and actresses they use mislead kids. What do you mean? Little Timmy, he's not going to grow up with an 11-inch cock? As wide as a beer can? And little Diane, it's not going to fucking be 36, 24, 36 and have lips on her like fucking Esther Roll? Come on.
But talk is hard enough. Now I gotta watch porn with my mom?
They need to realize it's not normal. Another mom is also so disgusted that she actually fucking quit the job.
Take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more.
The film the mums made will be shown in the last of a 3-part series starting on March 20th as they hold a viewing party for friends and family, including some of their children. Now that's going to get me horny. Young moms with their kids watching. Are you guys, how is that fucking legal? You're introducing your kids to porn? It can't be porn. This is a joke, right? Please tell me I'm living... Look, little Barbara. Look at the lady has a dildo, but it's shaped like the mermaid from that movie we saw. Speaking of dumb bitches, last story of the day. Alyssa Milano slammed for calling herself a trans immigrant person of color, disabled, lesbian, gay man. She called herself a fucking gay man. How did she... A gay man? Yeah. The actress missive began well enough when she wrote, listen to this, how stupid she is. My transgender sisters, I am celebrating you, capitals, this National Women's Day. She then replied to a troll who asked if she was a transgender. And that's where it got muddled. She says, I'm trans. I'm a person of color. Excuse me. I'm an immigrant. I'm a lesbian. I'm a gay man. That's the one that's the hardest for me to believe.
He's lying.
Oh, God. And she says, and so are you, Kirk, she wrote, adding, don't be afraid of what you don't know or understand. Once again, assuming that we're afraid of any of this. Do you see how they're so smart and they read our feelings? And don't be afraid of what you don't understand. No one wants to hurt you. We're all just looking for our happily ever after. Oh, my God. Help this poor bitch.
You're fucking crazy.
Because Milano is 46, is a well-to-do white woman. Oh, that makes her bad. This angered many. So right here, she's wrong. They're wrong. It's all wrong. Look what they've turned themselves into. They are so... Alyssa Milano, and it proves, I don't know if she grew up out there, but I know she's been out there forever because she was on a bunch of shows. Just proves you stay out there in Hollywood long enough, this shit seeps into your brain like cancer. This is all so fucking silly. She's stupid for saying that. They're stupid for getting upset at her because she's a white woman. No, the person responded, because Milano 46 is a well-to-do white woman, this argument, no, you're an advocate. And these people make good points that get mad. Be okay with that. This isn't the way to say you are with us. You can't just fake an experience you don't have. First of all, is that what it is now when you're gay or an immigrant or black or LGBT? It's an experience. It's not a life lived. It's an experience. It's like going on a camping trip and being eaten by a fucking alligator. It's an experience. Shut the fuck up. You don't navigate any space like these groups. This is the I don't see color approach, which is oppression and erasure. They have their own stupid link. Another road. How about stop focusing on identity politics and simply recognize each person's individual dignity, void of these progressive markers of victimhood? Stop adhering to the I'm a victim, therefore I am ethos. Was actually a good point. So Alyssa. How many times have I called her Melissa? I had no idea, another one said, you were transgender, and you have the narcissism to think you can relate to everyone's life. No, you're a white woman. Yeah. A successful one, too, by the way, who feels that she needs to be ashamed, so she takes on the role of hating herself to make sure no one hates her. That's exactly right. Another one said, supporting trans people, people of color, immigrants, lesbians, gay men, and disabled people is all well and good. Claiming to be them just because you love them is just sort of asinine and perverts the idea of being an ally. I support disabled people doesn't mean I'm disabled. And to say that I'm disabled in any way is a lie and entirely unhelpful to the people you claim to support. This isn't St. Patty's Day where everyone's Irish for a day. This is real world shit, you dumb bitch. I'm gonna knock the dick out your mouth. So perhaps you should choose a more tactful way to be supportive. This is repugnant. I don't know who's stupider. I mean, they make good points about her being self-white hating and playing into this victim mentality and shit. I love it, though, that she's getting attacked by the people she's trying to defend. Libs eating libs. It makes me as hard as a shark's tooth. I've said that before. I've had enough for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Patreon members, for joining us. We're going to do a show on Friday for the one I was traveling yesterday. So we'll do a show on Friday to replace that. And tomorrow I will start with a guy who invented the web. I thought it was fucking you-know-who. Al Gore. Remember that? Well, remember he said that? You guys, you weren't even born, were you? Yeah, you motherless fuck. You're so young. I want to smack you. Al Gore said that when he was running. Go ahead, Brian. You can weigh in.
Never mind. I had nothing to say.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
I remember watching Alyssa Milano in Charmed when I was 7.
Boy, did you get a fucking stiffy or what? Yummy
I
can't
believe
titties.
She's 46.
I know.
She looks great.
Too bad her brain rotted out. I'd like to fucking skull fuck that empty head of hers. Tomorrow we'll talk about the guy who invented the World Wide Web, the actual guy. He came up with the HTTP thing, which unloaded this, so it allowed people at home to... Anyways, and also, guy from Maine went up to fucking Mountain View or wherever Google is with a baseball bat because they shut down his site. And you know what? I'm proud of him. Finally, somebody taking some action. Don't have to hurt anybody, but just let people know that you were headed there with a bunch of bats in your car. That's enough for me. You know what I'm saying? All right, kids, that is it. Remember, the last 30 years, you've been thinking it. I've been saying it. If you don't believe me, check the track marks in my ass. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.